guys, it is currently Monday, July 2nd. It is after 9:30 p.m. and I've failed to really start filming stuff for the Tome Topple vlogs, and I'm very sorry. Last couple days have been kind of crazy. So Saturday, it ended up being that I went to a baby shower for one of my cousins who's having twins, and then afterward, my uncle had basically decided that we were going to have this big barbecue because he is only here for like a week, and then now he's up north with my aunt for another week, and then he goes back home on the 7th. So before he left to go up north, he wanted to throw this big barbecue and do all this stuff. I kind of mentioned this at the end of last week's vlog, which I haven't even edited at this point, but we'll be editing tomorrow. But I kind of explained a lot about that, and so anyway, with my reading progress, I'm working on the first book, Renegades. We're 4 days into Tome Topple, and I'm not even done with it. I'm only like just crest the 100-page mark, and it's not that I don't like it. I actually really, really love it a lot so far. It's just been, today I've been back and forth with editing and reading, which has been the majority of my day while I was out babysitting, and when I got home, I was super tired. I didn't want to do anything, and then I went to the gym with Mom, and I felt so crappy, and I made her stop and get a McDonald's shake because I'm kind of PMSy a little bit today, so I was needing a chocolate shake and a large fry, so got that, and then I was going to sit and read more of Renegades, but I can't focus. I think my brain is just done for the day. I've done a lot of work today. I took a nap this morning when I shouldn't have because I was waiting for the little kid to wake up, and she took a little while to wake up this morning. So I only have to work tomorrow, and then I have Wednesday off for the 4th, and then I just have to work Thursday and Friday, and then I'm done for the week, and then Sunday's my birthday, so I have no idea what's even going on for this weekend because my parents are going to be at a tournament this weekend for my younger sister. And my birthday's on a freaking Sunday this year, and it sucks because I'm turning 21, and I can't go out and drink like a normal 21-year-old would on their 21st birthday, and because I gotta work the next morning. So I don't know if we're gonna be going out late on Saturday. I really don't honestly want to do much. Like I think what I'm going to do is like the day of my birthday, I'm going to go buy a bottle of rosé, and just because I've never had rosé, and I'm gonna sit at home and drink and just be by myself. I mean, if friends want to come over and hang out with me, that's totally cool. People want to come and drop me off presents, totally cool. But I'm not making it a priority because I'm not really going to do anything because I can't really do anything. So, but Erica and I are going to be planning something for around August because she turned 21 on June 28th. And so we're deciding that we're trying to figure something out to where in August the two of us meet up and we go get a couple drinks and stuff like that and just hang out together, probably like on a weekend where she and I are both available so that don't have to worry about babysitting, and she's going to be able to come up and maybe stay for the weekend. We'll see. It all kind of depends on what she's got going on because she lives like 2 hours away now in Kalamazoo, and I live at home, so that's not fun. Hi guys, so it is Tuesday, currently almost 7 o'clock in the evening, and I wanted to record this really, really quickly because I'm going to be going out to dinner with my parents here very soon. Today I ended up editing and uploading not only the July TBR, well I edited the July TBR yesterday and uploaded it today, and then I edited and uploaded the reading vlog that was also put up today. And I also have gotten through today 117 pages of, 113 pages of Renegades by Marissa Meyer. I'm currently on page 217, so I'm a little less than halfway done with it. I think according to Goodreads, I'm like 39% of the way done with it. My goal is by the end of the night, when I get back from dinner, is to record my tag video that was supposed to go up today that I'm going to put up tomorrow at some point before I go off for my 4th of July party, and also the Top 5 Wednesday video. I'm getting those both done and uploaded before we leave for the party tomorrow, and also before the end of the night, trying to get to at least the 300-page mark of Renegades. I think I may try to see if I can push it to 500, but I really highly doubt I'm going to get to that just because I'm not going to want to stay up all night and read this, but I am really, really invested in this. It's got a very strong X-Men and Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. vibes to it, and I'm absolutely devouring it. I love this so much. It's actually more enticing than I had originally thought it was. It feels it definitely is more of a sci-fi story as opposed to a dystopian like I had originally thought, but it's a weird sci-fi. It's almost like it could possibly have been in the real world, but almost is too out there to have been in the real world at the same time. Like, it's just really strange the way that I feel about this world, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving Nova so much. Nova is probably now one of my more favorite female main characters because she's so strong and she's so witty and smart, and she knows how to work people, and she knows how to work things the way that she needs them to work. So I feel so proud of her, even though she's technically the bad guy in the situation, but I'm honestly having a hard time defining who's bad and who's good, because some of the good guys in this story are absolute jerks, and some of the bad guys in here, like, you have a lot of good reasoning for why they do what they are doing, especially Nova, and I'm just really, really enjoying it. Hello all, so it is a few hours later. I've been home for probably about a little more than an hour, I think. I'm not quite sure. But went out to dinner with my family. That was really nice. We had some Mexican food, which was good. I'm not usually a huge fan of Mexican food though, so I was pleasantly surprised that I was okay with it. But then we went over to Walmart to pick up a couple of things to prepare for tomorrow for 4th of July, and then I got home and I recorded the 2 videos I needed to today. They are currently being transferred to my laptop, and I should be able to get those done hopefully tomorrow before we go off to the party. And so now I'm going to get myself delved back into Renegades by Marissa Meyer. Earlier today I was running some sprints with some people for Tome Topple, but I don't think they have anyone currently running sprints at the moment, so I'm just going to sit and read to my heart's content until I get to a point where I want to stop. Okay, psych. I can't focus. This is the problem when you get stopped in the middle of a great binge reading session, is that when you try to come back, you can't get back into the story. That's just freaking great! Good morning, everyone. It is going on 11:30 on Wednesday the 4th, so happy 4th of July to everyone who is celebrating in the United States, if you're celebrating for the right reasons or not. I don't know, I'm kind of iffy about celebrating 4th of July this year, only because there's just a lot wrong with the world at the moment, but I would like to celebrate just because it's more so a get-together for my family as opposed to it really being anything for the 4th. So it's not really ever been like a celebration for my family of like the country. It's been more of just, hey, let's all get together and have some fun. So that's kind of my way I'm celebrating. But I basically found out that one of the videos, my tag video that I recorded, did not get transferred over well to my laptop. So I'm trying to retransfer that now. So that means that those videos are not going to come out until probably Thursday, which is not really that big of a deal, but yeah, it's just kind of, that's just how it's going to be. I am going to still take Renegades with me just in case to the party, in case I get a chance to read it, like if it gets too hot, because it's supposed to be really, really warm today, and it might storm, so if I end up staying inside, that might be what I do, is just sit inside and read for a while, if I can. Or if it's just too hot and I want to get out of the sun. Hello everyone, it is currently 8:30 in the evening on Thursday, and today has been a very productive reading day. I haven't honestly, like in the grand scheme of things, read much today. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. I've read 122 pages so far of Renegades, and I have less than 100 pages, maybe a little bit more than 100 pages to the end of it. I don't quite know. I'm like at page 460, and I think that the book is almost like 560 pages, so I'm almost done with it, and I should be able to get it done tonight before I go to bed, which I'm very, very proud of myself with, because today I am supposed to finish it anyway. And yesterday I ended up reading like 91 or 92 pages, I think, during the 4th, so that was really good. I was proud of myself because it ended up being like really hot to where I didn't want to end up doing anything, and so I stayed in the shade and read by myself for a little while, which was really fun. I gotta say, I am so impressed with this book. It is so much better than I had anticipated, and I started falling in love with it literally from page 1. I was so enraptured with it, and I'm so happy to have finally been able to read this, and I cannot wait to read Arch Enemies at the end of 2018. I'm so freaking excited, you guys have no idea. I want to say, though, that it is definitely not going to be a 5-star. As much as I love it, there are a couple things with it that I do not particularly care for. It is going to be very close to a 5-star, but it is not going to be a full 5-star book, which I'm a little disappointed in, but you know, not every book can be completely flawless, and the things that I think I might be a little nitpicky with, but personally it would, I think, make the story a lot more smoother, honestly, than how it is now. But the writing style I'm in love with. I'm in love with all of these characters, especially Nova and Adrian and Ruby and Oscar. I'm shipping some characters here, and I can't help it. This is all that I expected and more, to be completely honest. So the book's gonna have some raving reviews from me for it, but there's just a couple of things I wish would have been done a little differently, just to make the book a little smoother to move through, basically from chapter to chapter. So that's basically all I can say at the moment. I'm going to expect the ending is going to make me want to scream and throw the book a little bit, but we shall see. Okay, everyone, it is done. I have finished Renegades, and oh my god, my mind is blown. I can't even begin to explain this ending, because total plot twist at the very end that I have no idea how to explain or even begin to describe how freaked out this makes me. But holy shit, this book is great. I love this book so much. Now, I am going to be a little nitpicky with it. It's going to basically be a 4.75 out of 5 stars, because there were a couple of things that I'm very nitpicky about, but I think would have made the story a little bit easier to move through and be a little smoother in terms of the content, but I think are still very valid points when looking at this story. Probably going to be my favorite book so far. This actually might be beating out A Torch Against the Night so far for my favorite book of the year. I don't know. I have a lot of the same emotions for A Torch Against the Night as I do with Renegades, but I think I need to sit on it a little bit more before I make that a final decision. So don't take my word on it now, but it's possible. This could even possibly just be tied with A Torch Against the Night, because there's so many good aspects to both stories that I feel like work so well for especially a high fantasy or sci-fi story. Hello everyone, it is very, very late on Friday night, early Saturday morning. It is like probably close to 12:30 or so. It's been a not really busy day, but I hadn't really had a chance to film much until right now, and I'm actually getting ready to go to bed, so I wanted to quickly film something. So I haven't really gotten too far into Insomnia by Stephen King. I've only gotten to about 25 pages into the book. It's a little slow at the moment. We're kind of at the prologue of the story, really, and it's just kind of been a little slow for me. I think tomorrow I'm going to focus a lot of time to that. I'm actually going to get my hair cut, so y'all are going to see a drastic change in me tomorrow. It is going to be very, very short. That's all I will say with that, but I am getting my hair cut tomorrow, which is going to be really, really crazy. I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited because my hair is in this really weird stage where I like the length of it, but I've honestly, since I've had it this short, I've wanted to go shorter, but everyone's been telling me to keep it this length and that it looks good, and I would agree, it definitely looks good, but the problem I have is that it's in this weird in-between stage where I can just barely get it into a ponytail, but I still have so much of the underneath that sticks out, and it really, really bothers me. By the end of the weekend, I should be over 300 pages into Insomnia. I think tomorrow, if I really, really just sit and just binge read it, I'll be fine. It's a little slow. A lot of Stephen King's books are very, very slow. They're really hard to get into. I had a hard time getting into Desperation at first when I read it in May, like at the end of May, beginning of June, and it was good. Like, don't get me wrong, I really liked the story for what it was, but it just takes so long to get into his writing, especially when you haven't read his books like back to back to back or anything. Like, if you stop reading his books for a good while, it's hard to get back into them because his writing style is very dense. And this is just a really hard topic, I think, too, with insomnia, because I looked at the dust jacket earlier today, and basically it is a book about somebody with insomnia. I was right in my joking little idea that I had for the Tome Topple video TBR, or even the July TBR. I'm not sure which one I did it in, but it is about a man who suffers with insomnia after his wife passes away from cancer. And there's other things involved with it, like supernatural wise, because a lot of Stephen King's books fall onto the supernatural horror side of things, sometimes a little bit less in some books. So I don't know if this one's going to be on the lesser end of that spectrum, but it's supposed to have some other things involved with it, and it's placed in Derry, Maine, which is the same place that that his book It is from. So I don't know if there's going to be any overlap with any characters from It. I've never read It. I never saw the movie, so I don't know. Just recently, at the end of July, or not the end of July, about the middle of June, I hit 200 subscribers. And that was actually a goal I had set myself for the end of the year this year. I was hoping that within this year I would hit 200 subscribers, and I did. And I want to let you guys know, for those of you who came and helped me get to that goal, or have come over since, with, me being more active on book Twitter and all that stuff, with Tome Topple and with buying a bibliothon and all those different things, or, commenting on other booktubers' stuff. I just really appreciate the fact that you guys are willing to let me, share myself and share my own views on things, because it just means a lot. I started this channel now 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago basically, and I didn't think I would get to 200 subscribers. I didn't think I would get to 50 subscribers at first. This is something that I just do for a hobby, just to kill time and just to really put myself out there and really express my creativity and my love for literature and my love for writing and reading. And I guess I didn't realize that, I had a lot of people who also did that. And evidently, a lot of people really liked the creative sims I did of some of my favorite characters. So I've been thinking a lot recently about bringing The Sims back into my channel, because I really did enjoy it, honestly. I loved making the storylines, like the Four Sisters series I did, which was one of my favorite series I ever did. I feel like it was the most authentic storyline that I had ever built. I wish I would have taken more time, though, to flesh it out and make it just as big of a series as I wanted it to be originally, because I feel like I rushed a lot of it. So what I hope to do is get my computer fixed, because currently the biggest reason I stopped gaming stuff is because, for one, it was taking up a lot of time with school, and that was a huge problem for me. It was taking up a lot of time and was stressing me out a lot more, and so I decided to cut back on a lot of the content on my channel to help myself with school. And now that I'm coming up in my final semester, I'm wondering if maybe I could come back with something related to The Sims, because I really love that. It's actually my favorite game to play is The Sims, and I feel like it gives me a lot more flexibility to do things. And I noticed how much some of the creative sims I did with some of my favorite characters from books were doing through looking at my old channel stuff. And I wonder if maybe what I should do is making machinimas, or little films basically using The Sims, and do something like that, because maybe retelling stories in some way in that format, or creating stories with them that are different or that are new, or making them kind of more mundane, as opposed to especially the supernatural, the fantasy stories, making them much more mundane and kind of getting them to do day-to-day stuff. If you guys would be interested in that, please let me know down in the comments below, because it's something I've been thinking about now for a while, but currently, like I said, my computer is broken. Hi guys, so it is currently Saturday, about 11:48 in the morning, not afternoon, not quite yet. And so like I told you guys last night, I've got a lot of stuff to do today. Currently, I'm gonna have a quick little lunch. I've got one of these little cafe steamer things that you just get at the frozen aisle at your supermarket, and you just heat it up. This is great for when I have to babysit and stuff, because it's easy to take care of, and they all taste really good. Hashtag not spawn, but I wouldn't mind being sponsored by them, because I truly love these. I love a lot of the stuff that they have. I just wish that there was a little bit more sauce usually in these things, but it's whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I basically today gonna get dressed. After I have my lunch, I need to go take a game back to a friend that I forgot to put in the case that one of the cases basically, and then I'm going over to visit my friend Natalie and her son for the first time in like several months, so there's that. And then I think after that, after I've hung out with her for a little bit, I'm gonna go get my hair cut. Okay guys, so I've returned home, I have food, and I just got my hair cut, so y'all ready for the final reveal? Y'all ready? Ta-da! It is very, very short. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised. I don't hate it. I actually really, really like it, but I think it's gonna take some getting used to because I've never had my hair this short in my life. So I think what's also going to happen is I'm gonna have to play with the texture paste that I had when I cut my hair short earlier, or at the end of last year basically. So it's just gonna take some getting used to, but my god, it is short. And I cut the top of it a little longer so that I could be able to play with it a little bit and have just something to kind of run my hands through. But wow, 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 wow. And then later today, after I eat my kind of early dinner, basically, since I'm all by myself right now, is I'm going to dye my hair back to red, which I'm kind of like, I want to not do, but at the same time, I'm going to do it just because if I don't, I'm going to hate myself for later because I really want my hair back to red. I really, really liked how it looked red, and then it's just something different. So yeah, that's all done. So just finished coloring my hair, and the dye job wasn't too bad, but it makes it basically look like I have more highlights than anything, which still works actually. It's still really, really pretty, I think, in general, but I don't think I used quite enough. Like, you can tell all of this is still brown. Mostly the top layer got the most of the red, which I'm totally okay with, but basically it just looks like I have like red highlights here and there, and some of the under layers, like, it looks more shoddy than others, but I think basically what I'll have to do is do another coat of color probably in a few weeks or so, because I don't want to do it again now because the box tells you to not use any leftover dye that you don't use, especially after you've already like gone through and done your hair one time. So what I think I will do is tomorrow, or not tomorrow, maybe in a couple of weeks, maybe like the night before Warped Tour, I will do it again. You know, I'll redo it or whatever, because at least that way it'll give it some time to settle into my hair, and maybe I can have my mom do it that time because I did it by myself for the first time and it wasn't too bad of a job, but I think that it would have just been better if I had waited for my mom, which I'm not too upset by, honestly. I'm just trying to do stuff on my own, but it doesn't look too bad, honestly. I kind of like it. Even, like, you can tell the red is really, really vibrant here. But it still looks really pretty. It still looks really, really pretty with the red. I just need to actually do a better job next time and make sure that I actually, like, glob it all on my hair at one time. Hello everyone, it is Monday today, Monday the 9th. It is the day after my birthday, so I had a really good birthday yesterday. It ended up going really, really well. I ended up going to the mall with Robert and buying way too many books, I think, but you know what? I treated myself. I say that every time I get new books, but that's okay. I also did other shopping while I was there. Like, I went to a couple different stores. I got some really awesome stuff for my birthday from my parents, and yeah, it's been a really fun day. So I was gonna show you guys all the books that I got, but I really don't feel like doing a haul, and I really need to just reorganize my bookshelf because with it being separated by genre, the books are getting to be like, they fill up one cube of my shelf, and then I have to find a place randomly for them to go when that's filled up. So I need to just reorganize it back to alphabetical by author because that's just going to be the easiest way to do it, and then at least that way I know how much more space I have in my bookshelf. I do want to keep my Harry Potter books though all together, so there's just that's just going to be easiest because I like having those ones together. and in a separate shelf because I got some cute little stuff for Harry Potter for my birthday. Yeah, I ended up going to Sephora and getting some free stuff for my birthday, and I bought some other stuff. I went to this place called Box Lunch, which I don't know if any of you guys have it around where you are, but it's fairly new around where I am. And it's like this big, like, fandom store, like anything you can think of, like comic books, Pokemon, Harry Potter, Nightmare Before Christmas, Friends, literally every kind of fandom that has merch, you know, like that's cartoons or comic books or, you know, books or whatever, TV shows, any of that stuff. They have stuff, which actually one of the things I got is right here from there. It's like a little coloring thing. It's like, it's called a coloring kit, and you get like 30 pages of like magical creatures, and then like colored pencils, and you also get like a magnetic frame to hold them. It's really cool. It was like $10, and it was really awesome. I also got there for like a pair of Hufflepuff crew socks, and these cute little magnetic clip bookmarks, which are so cute. They're all Harry Potter, so that was a really fun place. And the cool thing about it is that this store, it's like for every $10 you spend, they send some money, I think it's like $1 or so, to help a family in need that needs like food and stuff like that. So it's really, really awesome. Like they also, like they keep a lot of it because they have to pay for the, you know, the shipping and like the merchandise and everything, but they send off a portion of the money basically that they make from every purchase to these families, which was awesome. I also went to a store called Spencer's. It's kind of a weird store is the best way I can describe it. It's, if you guys know Hot Topic, it's kind of like Hot Topic in a sense, but it's much more adult. Just because there's like a whole section where they have like sex stuff, and it's not a place for kids, let me just tell you that. But I did find one book I will show you that I was super psyched to find. So, I don't know how many of you guys know, but I'm like obsessed with like anything related to Wicca or witchcraft or anything, because when I was a kid, there was this movie that had come out called Practical Magic featuring Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman, and it was based off of a book, and it was a really, in this grand scheme of things, it was a poor adaptation of the book because it had nothing to do with what the book was about. Some things were similar, but according to what my mother said, because she read the book, but the majority of the movie was not what the book was about. But so since I watched that movie, I'd always been really interested in Wicca and witchcraft, and kind of just like more so just studying it, studying the culture of it really, as opposed to actually doing something. But while I was at Spencer's, I don't know how really accurate it is, but I found this book on witchcraft, which is like, it's a handbook of like spells and potions and stuff like that you can do. It seems fairly accurate though, because it has everything to do with like counter spells and like actual things. It talks about, you know, the idea of the smudge stick and the magic wand and the bowling knife and like everything having to do with witchcraft. And from what I can tell, it seems to be fairly accurate in terms of like this having been written by someone who may practice witchcraft themselves or is part of the Wiccan, you know, area. And that's a big misconception too. Just a little bit of a tidbit for you guys. People who are Wiccan and practice witchcraft are not exactly the same person. So there are people who are Wiccan who, you know, are interested in, they believe in the gods and they believe in, you know, protecting nature and things like that, because they believe nature is a huge part of the world, and that putting good things into the world and putting good things into nature will provide, you know, good karma, or, you know, basically just kind of taking care of the earth really. Whereas witchcraft, that doesn't always necessarily, you know, coincide with someone who is Wiccan. You could be Wiccan and practice witchcraft, or you can be Wiccan and not practice witchcraft. It's totally optional, and you can practice witchcraft and not be Wiccan. Like, that's a whole thing too, because there's witchcraft that's done in, like, you know, Satanist culture. It's not like something that's mutually exclusive to just Wiccan culture. Like, that's a huge misconception with people, is that people always assume that if you're Wiccan, you automatically are practicing witchcraft, and that's not exactly the thing. You can be Wiccan and practice witchcraft, but you don't have to do anything like that if you don't want to. It's not like a requirement to be Wiccan. I don't know, just something about the whole culture and just the idea of witchcraft is really interesting to me. For the longest time, I've wanted to write a witchcraft-based story, but I just haven't really found found out what it is that I want to write about, like what exactly about somebody who practices witchcraft, like what they want to do. So I'm hoping though that with the Wicked Deep, which I'm going to be reading here for the Bi-Annual Bibliothon very, very soon, that I figure that out. Hi guys, so it is currently like after 10 o'clock I think on Tuesday, and today's been very, very busy. So I haven't been able to do much reading, but I was able to get some reading done today. I read a whopping total of 35 pages of Insomnia, and I'm not even 100 pages into it, and I'm really struggling with it because I'm not really into it at the moment. And to be completely honest, today's been a really bad day for reading because I was battling a headache like all day because of my sinuses, but finally a few hours ago it went away. So, and then I decided, because I wasn't feeling well, my mom and I decided that we were gonna have a movie night tonight, so we watched a bunch of our favorite movies since we were both feeling like crap. The Booktubeathon stuff was announced today, so I've realized that I have like 2 days of the readathon for the end of the month, so I'm just finished comprising my TBR for the most part. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, the 11th, and I am currently uploading my Top 5 Wednesday video for this week. It is a pretty good morning so far. Got home, I did my online, and that was really, really tedious, but got it done. Like I said, currently uploading the video, and I'm gonna literally spend the rest of the day reading Insomnia. I am determined today to read through all that book that I can today, that I'm supposed to, and get to page 600 at least. And I am determined it is going to happen because I literally have nothing else to do today. I have everything, all the work I need to get done, and I'm super proud of myself, even though it really wasn't a whole lot. I was going to write today, but because I'm so far behind with Insomnia, I need to get it done, and my writing is going to get pushed off to tomorrow once after I finish Insomnia, because once I get to tomorrow, I have like less than 200 pages left. I have like around 187 pages of the book left. I'll get that done first tomorrow after I get my work done, and then I will write as much as I can. Hi guys, it is Wednesday, I think almost 9 o'clock at night right now, and I've been working through Insomnia for much of the day. Currently, I'm on page like 219, and I was getting actually kind of into it after about 100 pages or so, and now I'm like another 100 pages in, and I'm not really liking it anymore. I don't know, it just feels like it keeps dragging on, and there's kind of like a lot that's going on right now. Because basically this story is talking about a guy who loses his wife and develops this really rare case of insomnia afterwards. And while he's dealing with this insomnia, he has a very close friend of his be abused by her husband, and there's this whole brouhaha with that. And then this husband character comes back later when he's involved in this attack against a women's resource center that at this time was being attacked because of the abortions that they would perform there. And there's other things. He also realizes that he's able to do certain things because of his insomnia. Like, he realizes there's certain things he's able to see and do because of it. And I don't know, I feel like I'm not really caring about this character a lot, and especially at this part, he's being threatened by somebody. Like, this is a scene where he's like actually being physically attacked, and he's a 70-year-old man. He's being attacked by somebody in the middle of a library, and I'm not caring about this scene at all. Like, I really am losing my want to read this book, and I think a lot of it is because it's so dense, and there's just so much that I feel like could have been completely cut out. I feel like there's so much of the story that just doesn't need to be here and could be easily sped up. But at the same time, I'm like, I kind of want to continue reading it just to be able to finish the book. It's going to take me forever to be able to get to page 600. I'm not even going to be able to get to that page tonight. I'm going to have to finish like the last probably 300 or so pages tomorrow. And I don't know if I actually want to do that or not. I'm kind of still debating. I really don't know. Okay guys, it is 10:30. Last I checked with you guys, it was just before 9. Since then I took a shower, I actually ate something, and I feel better than I did earlier. I haven't made too much more progress tonight in Insomnia. I'm kind of getting back into it though. I think I just needed a little bit of a break away from it because I've been reading a lot of it today. So I just decided to put it down for the night, and that's gonna be it. I don't know whether or not I'm going to finish it tomorrow. That's my hope, but it's gonna be over 500 pages worth of reading, and it's not unattainable, I would say. I could definitely do it if I just spent all day reading, and having very minimal breaks, with the reading, but it's gonna be difficult because this book is at a point where I'm not quite there with it at the moment, but we shall see. We shall see if it ends up being better. I did want to update you guys though with what else is going on. So because I'm spending a lot of the time this week trying to get this done, I pushed all my writing off to Friday during my break that I have during the week. Between readathons, so I don't know how much I'm going to be writing. I will have a writing vlog though, hopefully this month, to share with you guys. If not, if I don't write anything on Friday, then I will for sure be writing during my break that I have of 2 weeks. Like, there's going to be some vlogging during that time of me writing, because a lot of that time is going to be split between me reading the other books on my TBR outside of the Tome Topple and Biannual Bibliothon books, and then also writing and working on both my poetry book and my novel, which have been at standstills for a while. The poetry book's been at a standstill since about May, maybe April, because I haven't had really the time to sit and write and work on that for a while, but I've been doing a lot of thinking as to what I want to do to make it better, so I have some ideas on what I can work on with it in the future. The novel has, though, been at a standstill since last month because obviously I haven't had a lot of time to work on it, but I'm going to really try my best to catch myself back up on the writing that I can for this month, and hopefully get it done, at least the first draft of the novel done before the end of the summer, because I would really love to do that. I would love to be able to get it done, send it out to some beta readers, some friends and family probably first, just so that I can get their opinions, especially those that are my writing friends, because I have a lot of friends that, when I shared this in my fiction writing class last semester, that were really interested in seeing it much more fleshed out and seeing what it ends up becoming. So I might try to see if I can get in contact with those people and seeing if they would like to read this fully fledged out novel, and then giving that maybe about a couple months or so, seeing how people respond to it. And once I can go through and finish the second draft of the novel, then distributing out to beta readers through my YouTube channel, through other means of social media. I think I'm gonna dedicate the first huge part of my writing vlog this month to talking about my thoughts on these projects and stuff like that, and kind of some other information. If you guys do, though, want to ask me any questions about my writing process or anything involving writing specifically, let me know down in the comments below so that I can answer them in the writing vlog, because I would like to answer any questions you guys have. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday. It is about 9 a.m. right now, and I just took the little one off to her activity for the day. I'm staying at the house all day today because my sister had to take the car to work this morning, as she had to be there very early today. So I'm going to be really trucking through Stephen King today. I haven't actually read much yet this morning since I've been here since about 7:30-ish, but that's because I had a little bit of a headache, so I went and nipped that in the butt by resting for half an hour or so, which wasn't too bad. Actually, I feel a little bit better. So, oh no, but now that I've said that, I am starting to yawn. But something I found out on the way here is that my family is gonna get a new puppy. I don't know when we're going to get it, but my mom had to call the lady yesterday, and she emailed her saying that we were interested in the dog, and she got back to us saying that she would call my mom at some point today. So I think we're going to be able to get her. I'm really excited because if you guys don't know, about a year ago in May, we lost one of our dogs. Her name was Denali. She was an Alaskan Malamute, and it was really hard on my family to lose her because she was a great dog. We really loved her. It's always hard to lose pets in a family because they feel like just another part of your family, and Denali was no exception. She was probably one of the best dogs I've ever known, and so when she passed away, it was really hard on all of us, especially my mom, because it was her dog, and she loved her so much. But it's been about over a year now, and my mom's been wanting to get a new puppy. She doesn't want to get one that looks like Denali. So we're getting a red Malamute. That's what we want, is a red Malamute. And we found one, and she's beautiful. We want to name her Kaya. I'm really, really excited, but the thing is we may not be able to get her for a couple more weeks because this weekend is Tori's first weekend of having no softball, but next weekend is going to be harder because she has her last tournament for the summer. And then I have Warp Tour next Friday. So I don't know who's going to take care of her. If like we're trying to see if maybe we should wait until the end of next weekend to be able to go pick her up. Besides all that other stuff, I'm gonna sit here and get started with Insomnia because I really, really want to get through it. Hi guys, so it is just afternoon and I am taking a break for a little while. So I got to page 300 earlier today at about 11 o'clock at about 10:40 or so, and I decided to take a little bit of a nap just so that, because my eyes were starting to get a little heavy, so I napped for about half an hour and then I got up and read some more of Insomnia. I'm currently on page 351. So far today I've read 118 pages more of Insomnia. I'm about 44% of the way through according to Goodreads, and right now I have my lunch warming up in the microwave, so I figured I'd come in and chat with you guys a little bit about my thoughts on it. Still kind of not sure of how I feel about it. I'm kind of at a 2-star right now with the book. Like, I don't hate it, but I'm not like wowed by it by any means. I think there's some good parts to it here and there, and I like the main character for the most part. I like a lot of the characters for the most part in terms of how they are, and it touches on some really interesting topics that I wouldn't have expected to have been touched on in this like mid-90s novel. Overall, I'm not like impressed with it by any means. Like, it's not the most impressive Stephen King book, I would say. I think Desperation was much, much more impressive in terms of the content that was provided in it, whereas this, I'm only almost halfway through it, and it doesn't really seem to like be really given me anything other than just this weird phenomenon that's happening with this main character because he's not able to sleep anymore. And my mom found out today that we might be able to go get the puppy today, so I'm very, very excited, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to go because it depends on when I'm able to leave here, because typically I'm supposed to be here till 5, but sometimes the mom that I babysit for gets home early, so I don't know if she's going to get home early or not today, and I hope so because I really want to go get this puppy, but the place we have to go to is like a couple hours away, and so it's going to take like over 2 hours to get there, to get back, and then however long it's going to take us when we're actually there to get the puppy and get her set up and everything. So I just don't know if I'm going to be able to go, even though I really, really want to. Okay, so I just finished my lunch, and so I'm going to get started back up. My goal is, right now it is 10 to 1, so my goal is that by 2:20 I will be at page 450. If not, then maybe page 400, because I'm finding that this is taking a little bit more time for me to sit and read, just because I'm trying to make sure I absorb as much as I can. So I think within the next hour and a half I want to get to at least page 400. I think that should be my goal, is 400. And then I'm going to get back with the little girl I babysit. We're going to have her sit and read for a little bit, and then that'll take about 20 minutes or so. So then at 3 o'clock I will start reading again, and hopefully I find out whether or not this mom is going to get home early so that I can try to go see the puppy. And thankfully, since it's going to be a couple hour drive, I can sit in the car and read if I get to go. Otherwise, I will be reading pretty much when I get home and waiting for the puppy to arrive. Okay guys, it is now 2 o'clock and I've reached page 400 of Insomnia. I am about basically halfway through the book. According to Goodreads, it's exactly 50%. So I found out while reading the last 49 pages I've read that the mom is actually going to be here at 3 because the little one has a dentist appointment at 3:30. So I'm going to be able to go see the puppy and bring it home with my mom and sister. So I'm really excited. So that's some really great news. And that means that on the drive there and back, I can read more of this. I do have to pick up the little one in like half an hour. So I don't want to read any more as of yet because I don't want to get too sucked in and then lose track of time. So what I'm going to do is sit and watch a YouTube video or a couple maybe, just to kind of kill some time, come back, and then do the same then until the mom gets here, because I also don't want to like lose track of time and have to stop in the middle of a chapter, because I hate stopping in the middle of chapters. I wanted to update you guys with how the end of Tome Topple went. Basically, on the drive down to this place we had to go pick up Kaya, I realized that about halfway through this book, I really had no freaking clue what was going on. I really just lost complete interest in it, and I decided to actually just end up DNFing it, because by the time we got back from picking up Kaya anyway, I wasn't going to end up finishing it. And honestly, I really didn't care to see the ending of this book, to be honest. I feel like there's a lot of problems with it for me. Like, for one, it dragged on a lot. For two, I feel like it's been taking way too long to find out any answers as to why this main character has these abilities and what exactly is going on to where he is able to use them, and then, you know, other things regarding, you know, the plot of the story, which there didn't even seem to be really plot, if anything. Like, it was very, very minimal plot, if anything. So I really had so many problems with it that I just decided to DNF it. I'm not gonna make a review on it or anything, but I will talk about it in my July wrap-up as far as some of the big problems I had with it once I can kind of get my thoughts in order. But I'm not going to do an official review of it just because I don't feel like that would be appropriate, considering I didn't actually finish the book. So I ended up actually, to wrap up this whole Tome Topple, I did finish one of my 2 books I set, completing 2 out of the 3 challenges that I had made, and the challenges that I had were to read 2 books, which actually technically I didn't even do that, but I still count it because I did get through half of it, so I'm going to count as that challenge being completed, and the challenge of reading a book that was part of a series, which was done with Renegades by Marissa Meyer. The challenge I ended up failing was to read an adult novel, which is Insomnia by Stephen King. So that's kind of my overall thoughts on it and kind of my wrap up for this Tome Topple. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I know it's extremely long because of the fact that I decided to do 2 weeks worth of clips, and many of them are just me rambling about a bunch of other stuff other than reading, but there's been a lot of stuff that's been on my mind recently, and then we just got the puppy today. She's already getting really comfortable with the house, which is great. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. I hope that those of you who participated in Tome Topple did better than I did, because despite the fact that, you know, I only technically finished 1 book, I'm pretty proud of myself considering the fact that I even got through half of Insomnia, which was absolutely awful. But I hope that those of you who did Tome Topple yourselves fared much better than I did and enjoyed all of your books. But if you did not, you know, that's totally fine too. Let me know if you participated in Tome Topple, what the books you read were, and what challenges they did. Or if you didn't get to do Tome Topple, let me know if you would be interested in doing it. I hope that next time I'm able to participate in again, because I really enjoyed it. I really had a great time, and I would love to be able to do this again, hopefully if things are not too busy during the school year, or if it's at the end of the year, like in December after I've graduated. So we shall see, but I will talk to all of you guys next time in my biannual bibliothon videos or something, but you guys will see me in the next video, whatever one I put up. So bye guys.